Hi, Scott Orland with Cinema Magazine. The film is called Little Women, and one of the stars is with us, Timothée Chalamet, also the king. Maybe we'll kind of throw in a question there.
Thank you.
Talk a little bit about growing up, your own relationship to literature. I mean, Little Women is obviously a known book for a lot of young girls. Mm-hmm. What about for a young guy?
You know, I'm lucky that I had like maybe one of the last generations of parents or that held that line that I wasn't allowed to have a PSP or a little Nintendo Game Boy or anything in the back of cars. It was a strong relationship to literature, and maybe getting into George Orwell and things like that too soon when they were above my head. But it's something I think about a lot. We maybe don't have the time, or I'm not going to waste your time or anybody watching this time, but it's a fascinating thing that there might be some genius out there that's on their Game Boy instead of cultivating their whatever. So Louisa May Alcott, Little Women, I hadn't read. I know that's unusual within the American both public and private school curriculum. But as soon as Greta approached me with it, I read the book, and I am grateful that I had this organic process with it where I already loved the book and I loved the character. But it didn't give me the feeling that's where I ended the production with, which is what shooting in the area gave me. That these crews, men, women of all ages, were in such proximity to Louisa's life by being just in the area, that this story was like a root in people's experiences of America and of themselves. And not one that's blatantly optimistic or like plastic or something. It's full of, Greta's Gerwig's pointed it out a lot, but that Marmee has that line, even I'm angry every day of my life. And we forget that's kind of in the book. So that's a longer answer to say that I have a very strong relationship to literature, and not in the beginning of this book, but now I do.
No, it's great. Take your time. I'm fascinated too watching your character, because at different points I change my opinion. Is he using people? Is he this? What's coming and going? There's such a deep complexity to him. But I thought in each way he enlightened the girls' lives in some capacity.
I think the reverse is true as well, and I think that's the nature of being young, is you do not know who you are. And it's something that a playwright, John Patrick Shanley, said to me once. When you're shopping, it's like, when you're young, it's like you're shopping for your personality. And you're kind of just trying different things on. And being young is seeing other people as like a function of a mirror or something. You're reflected in people's understanding of yourself. So I think Laurie's so intoxicated with these young women because they throw themselves at life with reckless abandon in a way that he's in a kind of elite, congested environment. And it's one of my favorite things about the movie too, Scott, that is like, it's one of those things that isn't scripted, but it's just palpable watching it. I love that, like regardless of gender too, the women, and I would hope myself included in it too, that everyone's grown and clearly like physically grown at a certain point in the movie, but life is still attacked with that reckless abandon. And for whatever reason today, whether it's we literally grow up too quickly because the world's falling apart and we all have to be aware of that and should be aware of that, or because of the internet or something, like you don't see young people with such abandon on screen. I don't think. So it was refreshing to act within that, but also see it.
I want to ask you, as to kind of bring the king into all this, because I mean, obviously, when you play a period piece like Little Women, there's a particular wardrobe you have,
right?
But that's not something that as a little boy endeared you. But in The King, when they put that chainmail on and you got a sword, you're a little 6-year-old kid again. It's like, oh my God, how cool was this? But is it comfortable? Did it enhance your performance?
I like that you kind of generally use the word 6-year-old, because you become it in every sense of the word. It's exciting, you feel like a child, it's a lot of fun, you feel like you're in a playground. It's also terrifying and claustrophobic, and all of a sudden a lightning through the sky about a sense of your mortality. And even if it's acting, and even if your mind knows you're acting, your body doesn't know you're acting, and you don't want to be going through the motions of it, so you commit. And it was a scary thing to do. Would take it over a lot of other things in life, or other jobs and opportunities, and nonetheless, there was like an ambulance on standby for the king, for those scenes. So yeah.
But once again, an incredible performance. Timothée Chalamet, thank you for sharing your talent with us.
Thank you.
And this is Scott Orland. Till next time.